Food as medicine. The term is everywhere these days. The idea that we can impact our health through what we eat.
We are what we eat, so the saying goes. That age-old wisdom is behind the emergence of a new field in medicine.
CCTV5's Carolyn Long spoke with a local man who claims that food worked for him over chemo to fight his cancer.
Franciscan Health has launched a new program aimed at helping the diets of those suffering with chronic conditions. WRTV's Rachel Wilkerson explains how they're using food as medicine.
But food and farming impacts not only our bodies. What we grow and eat has consequences for our air and our water, for the communities where we live, and for the economy of our state. I'm Beth Hoffman, author, journalist, and farmer, and you're listening to At the Iowa Farm Table, a production of the Iowa Food System Coalition, a group of more than 50 organizations in Iowa, working to make the food system more just, equitable, and sustainable.
If we're going to have healthy people, we have to have healthy soils that produce healthy plants that gives us healthy people.
That's Shaffer Ridgeway. He's a farmer and soil conservationist at the Natural Resources Conservation Service, the arm of the U.S. Department of Agriculture that works directly with farmers to help them improve their soil.
I jokingly say a lot of time, your green bean today is not your grandmother's green bean. And I'm not just talking about GMOs. I think the first thing people think when I say this is they talking about the GMOs and how GMOs have changed things. No, I'm more talking about the nutrient density of the green bean that you're eating today, right? And part of that is because the green bean you're eating today might not even come within 500 miles of where you're at today. But I also think that our soils, we've got a lot of work to do to get them back, to bring life back to that soil.
What Ridgeway is referring to is the fact that over the past 60 years, the nutritional value of food has dramatically dropped. Studies have shown that many of the fruits and vegetables we buy at the supermarket, like apples, oranges, even potatoes, have lost their nutritional density by 25 to 50%. Even the grains we grow, like corn or soybeans in Iowa, each stalk of corn has less nutritional value than it had 50 years ago. And livestock raised in feedlots that are fed feed don't have the same mineral and phytochemical composition in their meat as pasture-raised animals.
You can put fertilizer out there, but if the biology is not there to make the fertilizer available to that plant, it doesn't take it up. And also, do I need to add fertilizer if the nutrients, a lot of times it's already in the soil, it's just in a form that the plant can't take it up. The only thing that can change that is biology. The bacteria, the fungi, the beneficials that work together to feed those plants. And you can't do that without looking at the practices that you're using when it comes to soil health.
Ridgeway is saying you can't just inject chemicals like fertilizer and improve the overall health of your soil. Bacteria and fungi are not found in soil you till all the time or in farms that plant the same thing year after year. In fact, these practices, applying fertilizer, tilling, monocropping, are some of the biggest things disturbing the health of our soil.
I always say biology is like teenagers. If there's no food in the house, they're not staying at home. You want your kids at home, keep the refrigerator full. You got to have something feeding the biology in the soil and then let them go to work for you.
The micronutrients from our fruits and vegetables come from soil.
Jen Arndt is a registered dietitian and the owner of Roots Nutrition Counseling and more in Mason City, Iowa. In healthy soil, bacteria and fungi are everywhere, like a symphony, each with a different role. They work together to keep a balance in the soil so that nutrients can be taken up by the plants. Those nutrients then appear in the plants themselves, and the animals that eat those plants have more of those same micronutrients.
The things that our animals eat also matters. So that's where soil plays a role in the practice of food with health, is that the more nutrient dense soil, the more nutrient dense foods, the better they are for us.
Arndt says that this relationship between the health of the soil, the plants, and the animals was not often discussed in the classes she attended in school.
A lot of dietitians are community-based dietitians, which means they work for organizations like WIC or school programs for larger corporations who are kind of mass producing food. And I feel like a lot of the focus is more on mass food production, which in my opinion takes away from the value of knowing about the soil and the farm processes and how we actually get this food. So the conversation in the nutrition world, to me, tends to drift away from naturally getting these micronutrients into, okay, we've mass produced this food. How can we fortify it with these micronutrients where it should have just been there in the soil?
Yet, even for practitioners like Ridgeway and Arndt, people who are committed to improving soil and human health, it's hard to envision how to get better food from farm to plate. Tommy Hexter is the Executive Director of the Iowa Food System Coalition. He's also part of the planning team for a gathering in March called Healing from the Ground Up. It's a conference to bring together professionals from different segments of the food and farming world to learn and plan.
We have these soil health practitioners on the farm. We have the medical practitioners in their doctor's offices. And the goal of this is to bring that all together so that we can create the social movement necessary to build the bridge between producers and consumers, where we are not only talking about what are the microbes in the soil or what are the microbes in your stomach, but we're talking about what is that bridge and how are we getting food from the farm to the table in Iowa in a concerted effort. One of my favorite sayings right now is we all need to be rowing in the same direction. And I think we can do that here with summits like this.
I think the cool thing about all of these conversations is that people care about this right now. I've absolutely in the past 5+ years seen a push for people wanting to just keep it a little smaller. Like, what can I do? They want to shop local. They want to experience the markets. They want to eat better. And so we have an opportunity to get education out there, to make a difference.
I really do think we have a health crisis in our nation.
Again, Shaffer Ridgeway.
I have a personal interest in this because in the African American community, there's so many people that are living with chronic diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, and things like that. And I just see the opportunities. We are what we eat. And one of the ways that we can help fix that is that we got to have healthier food. And it all starts with healthy soils.
The Healing from the Ground Up Summit will be held March 2nd and 3rd in Cedar Falls, Iowa, and is for professionals working in all aspects of healthcare, policy, food service, farming, and agriculture. Ridgeway, Arndt, and Hexter will speak at the summit, and much of the time will be used for networking and creating a vision of change for our state and our communities, our patients, and our farms. Thanks so much to Shaffer Ridgeway, Jen Arndt, and Tommy Hexter. You can check out our references to research discussed in the show in our show notes. More information about the conference and a registration link can also be found there. I'm Beth Hoffman. Thank you for listening.